Okay, now I can see everyone.
Hey everybody, it's Bridget Willard, your lovely host on the Warren Laine-Naida YouTube channel. Today we have a special guest, not just Warren Laine-Naida, not just me. We got Tony Cicerone on X, formerly Twitter. We're going to talk about custom post types, additional fields. We're going to talk about these things like who needs them? Do we need them? Are they important? What's the use case? Do small businesses really need this? And what let's go. Let's go. Um, both of you guys, like, what is a custom post type? Just in case somebody's watching this, one of Warren's clients, they're like, yo, I have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking about the blog. What's a custom post type?
So, I mean, I can answer that if you want, but custom post types to me are life. No, I'm just kidding. Like,
Oh,
I feel like I use them on everything, and we'll talk about that after, I think. But custom post type is when you abstract a certain business use case and say, like, I do a lot of blue collar stuff, thank God, because that's going to be the only thing left after AI takes all our jobs. But like, they have services. So like a service, for example, could be a custom post type. Or if you have products, just like WooCommerce, if you install WooCommerce, that itself does custom post type under products. It's a. And then with those custom post types, not only do they just exist in a silo, but then you can attach things to them like taxonomies or attributes. And you can also relate custom post types to each other or custom post types to a post or a page. So I see it ultra usually I think every site I've ever done within the past 3 years have had some sort of custom post type. Whether you use ACF, which is my go-to, just because I do have Pro, I do use it. Don't hate me, Matt. I know I said not to bring them up, but like whatever, or just doing it in code. I'm fine with either way. I just feel like the UI of ACF when I hand it off to a client, not that they usually do it, but they are able to. And I like that to say, you can't do this because you get those clients that are like, everything's in code. How did the last developer fucking do this? And I don't want to be that last developer. So I do give them the option, whether they use it or not, it's up to them. So custom post types, ACF, CPT,
okay.
whatever.
All right. I see. Yeah, I mean, we came onto this topic because there's a lot of discussion on Twitter X, which is where all the discussions happen. If you left Twitter X, you better come back. And do you need custom post types? Do you need custom fields? And I mean, I have websites that there's WooCommerce, so that does it itself. I don't need to touch anything. Or maybe events calendar, okay, good, then it's got events. But generally, I guess I've been fortunate enough that, none of the websites for small business, they don't have teams. They don't really have, any services or products outside of that. And if there is anything, that needs to relate to each other, or, then hierarchically, they'll use categories. Now, they'll also try to use tags a lot, which goes south. And, so it's like no, stop with the tags because they're, fighting against the categories. But that's usually enough. I mean, I haven't done a real estate website yet. I haven't done these sorts of websites where I can imagine this, or they're all very small. Most of them are business card websites that they're only ever updated if I'm saying you should update them. Maybe update the SEO or something, but otherwise they're very static. And so, what I want our listeners to understand is that, if someone comes to you and say, "Oh, we're gonna need to do this. We're gonna need to use custom post types. It's going to cost extra money." Do they always need them? This is, my concern.
Not for a brochure site like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Yeah. I mean, every most
Okay.
sites I get have something that's attached, like you said, Teams or service-based type stuff.
Okay.
There are benefits of doing it
Yeah.
this way in terms of like SEO because things have a hierarchy with a URL and
Mhm.
say like not just let's just forget WooCommerce and event
Yeah.
calendar, but those are great examples of it. But even just like say service, and then under that URL is going to be the URL service such and such, where Google understands, especially with JSON data. That's the benefit. But yeah, every site is not going to need it if it's just going to be a 4-page site and it has nothing else besides, the information that is needed in a
Yeah.
contact form, then. I wouldn't try to convince them. There would be nothing to put into an ACF or a custom
Yeah.
post type, you know?
Yeah, this is what I've totally forgotten his name. He's a big person, like not physically, but he's well known. And he was one of the guys who came to the conversation. He goes, I've seen it the other way that people are using custom fields and custom post types just so they can use it. But if you look at it, you think, why did you use them? Like the categories were fine, the blog posts were fine, but so it might be extreme one way or the other. But so it's an option. It's a good option maybe in
Yeah.
that case. But
I,
yeah,
I mean, I have a realtor site and
okay,
I'm not integrating the MLS in there. She's already
okay,
got her listings with the brokerage she's with. They have a website. They have a
okay,
website that doesn't have listings.
okay,
Okay. And real estate people will leave brokerages like, like we leave jobs, right? Every 2 years. So I made
mhm,
one just her name. So every once in a while, I'll go in there as part of my service, find a listing, and then make a blog post out of it and make it a featured listing. But I'm like, then if she has something published on her blog, I don't really care that it's a listing. I do it by the address because my goal with this is that people know that Cindy Easter sells houses in the South Side.
okay,
That when the house, see, when you do a listing, once the listing is sold, it's gone. It's gone forever.
yeah,
But when you do a blog post, and maybe the better use case, Tony, is a custom post type, but when I do that blog post, it's there forever, which means she has a history in those neighborhoods of understanding those homes. So
yeah.
like for me, I'm only doing like one or a month just as an extra thing, just to help her only with the ones that are a certain price range, right? Um,
Mhm.
but would I need a custom post type when she's not even blogging?
No, not if she's. It's funny. I used to do IDX and RETs and MLS for like 6 years of my first, like when I first got into computers, they hired me as tech support at a real estate association of realtors in California. That was like my whole job. And now I don't even do real estate websites. And if I ever get one, I'll give them to you because I'm so like out of I don't know. I feel like I've had too much interaction with realtors really, and I was like, no, 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 never
And all
mind.
you got
And
was
the
the
whole IDX
t-shirt?
thing. Yeah, all I got, and not even a t-shirt,
Yeah.
postcard. No, I think like yeah, if it's gonna be hosted somewhere else, you don't need it. But if I was to internally say, let's do our own listing, yes, I would do listings as a ACF, I don't want to say ACF and keep dragging it into here, but as a custom post I would say listings, you
With,
know.
Well, there's a big team ACF. It's fine. I mean, ACF is a big deal. People love it. They've been using it for X amount of years. I know Jason Tucker was a big ACF guy, and he runs the website for their church. So they use those custom post types for different ministries and stuff like that. Like once you have a church and a huge organization that has like X amount of members and all these different meetings going on,
Yeah.
I would think you
That's
would definitely
that's the
have
shit.
to.
That's the shit I really like though. Like, and small sites are great, but I want money, so I feel like I just want the bigger clients that have these sort of like, they have franchises. I did one for a mosquito, they do mosquito spray, and they have one even in Texas. I know it's called Mosquito Shield, and everything's
Yes.
ACF and everything's custom post type based because they're a bigger thing. I would never want to be like, and again, Warren, you haven't been in a situation, I guess, that has like someone's like, hey, there's 50 of these, whatever these are.
mm,
That's where you'd be like, what?
yeah,
And so that's where it makes it easier. And I was
yeah,
gonna show, if you want me to share my screen
yeah,
while we're
yeah,
Yeah,
talking,
for
but
I
really
can
sure.
kind of
quick,
show you
but
Yeah,
like,
yes, and
yeah.
so I know
yes,
that
and
there's, yes, and from improv. I
from
learned it from
improv.
Dwayne McDaniel. No, I've never done it. I'm too chicken. But the thing is that if with blocks having repeatable fields and patterns, is it a competitor to ACF? Like quickly before we go into the showing, like from a standpoint of these repeatable fields in Gutenberg, or full site editing. Is that a conflict? What is the difference?
I don't think so. I don't know if Warren wants to answer that, but like I think the fact of custom post type is just having it as a different page. Having things on
Yeah,
one page, yeah, repeatable feels awesome. I love it. I use them all the time.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, in the case of like what we're talking about, no, not a
Mhm.
competitor. Used in tandem for sure, but not like in replacement of or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, like what I'd be interested in is if I've got a client, and I'm sure there's websites out there that say, okay, we're a nonprofit, we're doing like senior services, health or things like this, and we want to be able to, instead of just using the categories and the tags, can we use the custom post types to improve the structure of the website, so to make it easier for people to find, but also what you said earlier, the SEO side, to improve our visibility. I think that's the important thing, because that's something that people can, use even if they only have maybe two or three different types of, just to say, okay, I just don't want to use categories all the time. And for the people learning WordPress, that they say, okay, this is something I can try my fingers out on and say, oh, okay, well, something different. That would be interesting. Yeah,
Can you
for
lock
the
it
SEO
down?
side.
Can you lock those CPTs down? Because I remember working on I'm not going to say what the site is, but I worked with a friend on another site. It had a lot of those custom post types for staff and
Yeah,
news to separate it from the blog and all these
news.
other stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And the client would go in there and pretty much fuck it up every single time. So, like with ACF or custom post types in general, does it also allow you to set advanced permissions so that like an editor, say, can't change it, but the admin can? Is that a use case?
I don't know about inside of ACF, but definitely higher up, there are plugins that can control role-based usage and admin usage, and you can just vibe code it now and just be like, "Hey, editors don't get access to ACF," which
yeah,
has
yeah,
been
yeah.
my thing for the past year now. I'll be like,
I
"No
think
more plugins."
yeah, I think
Um,
Annemieke Beauvalet was she did this walkthrough of the gray suite that they have, and this is one of the big selling things, like you can lock things down so they can't touch it. I mean, mostly design things, but I'm very sure that it also must include, what they can touch with post types and things. Yeah. Hmm.
Definitely. I come
Interesting.
from a Drupal background, so going back
Yes,
Okay.
in,
me
but
too.
do
Yes.
you really? Yeah, so you
Yes.
know that whole role base. It was like
Yes,
something
this was so
else.
good. I did Drupal before WordPress. It took me a long time to convince me to do WordPress.
Same.
But yeah, Drupal. Wow, small
Yeah,
world. Oh,
I
and you
know.
said
I was
you were in Munich. You were working in
w-
Munich.
I worked remotely, but I did go to Munich twice for Trust You, which is like a
Okay.
hospitality. Now they are an AI hospitality
Yeah,
company,
yeah.
but they
When
were
was
AI
that?
before. Probably up until a year and a half ago, they laid off
Really?
marketing team.
We might have seen each
Yeah.
other. I thought,
Man, I was
was
surprised about
that you?
Germany. It was probably me. I
It was
When I went
probably
there, I was
you.
like, things
You
are gonna
should have
be
said
cold and
something.
and I didn't know you back then. It was before, but
That's
I thought it was gonna be
true.
very
That's
cold,
true.
rough, like everything's bad. Let's just say that's like a really weird thing to say. But when I went there, the people are so nice. The food is fucking amazing. I didn't know
Aw.
it was gonna be the best food I ever had.
Yeah.
Everything was amazing. The architecture and the river that people are just surfboarding on, like what the
Oh, they
hell?
can't do that
So
anymore. They shut that down.
shut up, for real?
Yeah, yeah. I kid you not. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, that's terrible.
But you're from New York, so I mean, Munich must be a big downgrade. I mean, New York, that's
Definitely
like New
not. It was
York. It's a world city. There's New York, Paris, Berlin. Those are the three world cities, I guess. Maybe
I'm
like.
up.
Yeah.
I'm near Canada though. I'm not New York City.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm like,
Oh, you're New York.
yeah, near
It's more near Canada. Okay, so New York, upper.
yeah,
New
Okay,
yeah.
York State,
Still,
upper
New
New
York
York State.
but
State.
even so, Munich would be like an upgrade to New York City. I know it's bigger and oh, look at all the
Really?
lights and stuff, but it's first of all, it's
Wow.
dangerous in New York City and it's dirty. People shitting everywhere. Munich wasn't like that, and I was so and like just
Some
in awe.
areas
And
of Munich are.
Are they?
but but
You're like my area.
But
I
we digress. 'Cause tune in next week
yeah,
for
you okay.
our
Let's have another talk together with Bridget. Welcome to Tony Sigronia and Warren's travel guide.
the Rick Steves of WordPress. No, but okay.
Okay,
Now let's
let's
see the
focus
nitty
back on the
gritty.
custom post types.
We
Yeah,
want to see
sorry.
the
Okay.
nitty gritty. I have
Yeah,
made the user permissions anybody can share.
All right.
okay.
I mean, I'm just gonna show a site that
Ooh,
I've been working
nice.
on. It's a local. He hasn't even published it yet, so it's just like a thing. So he has things, right? He has services, which I've obviously done, but he also has other stuff, such as the locations that he deals with, and he has different stuff like materials that he works with, you know? So each of these things in my head, I try to do a tree, a tree in SEO and say like, here's the job and here's the services that were used and here's the materials that were used for that job. And it just goes upward. And I find that everything that I've been doing within the last year for SEO pushes it right up, especially with AI, especially with JSON data
Hmm.
and schema on there. It's like insane. So that's why I've been using it more and more, even when it's not used. And I don't know when in the beginning when you said like, do you have to pay for extra or whatever? I don't personally charge for extra. It's kind of included. I am more
Okay.
expensive than some of the others that are around here, but I do feel like I do a good job. But like on the back end, just to show you what they're made out
Mm,
of, like each of these is the custom post type. So if I go into services,
yeah.
and I know Bridget said like they fucked it up, which yes, you can definitely, but I guess if there are people that want to fuck it up, you could lock it down so they can't access stuff. But if it's just a one person team, which usually I deal with like either an external marketing team or one person or just me, like this guy,
Yeah.
he's probably never going to go in there and do it, but I do, like I said, I want to give him the opportunity to do so. And if we die tomorrow from all the meteors that are falling down in America, then he could go in here and like add
I
his
missed that
own
post.
service. It's
No, for
crazy.
real.
Yeah, it
Like a
was.
friend had a picture of a
Of
piece of the
meteors.
meteor. Yeah. It's
That's right.
like,
She's in Texas. It's over there.
yeah, it's the end of the world over here.
We didn't
But
get
we're
the meteors
podcasting about
here, but
WordPress.
we better publish this fast before the meteors hit Europe.
I know. I'm
I
getting
missed
there. Let me
that.
just
Okay.
rush through this. Hold on. So each of these things has a service. So say his paver patios, if I view it, just like we said, I mean, nothing odd, crazy here, but it's going to have that URL service. It's going to have the actual paver patio. And then I'm able to do things like kind of like the categorization you're talking about, where
Yeah.
I can include gallery items from the gallery items here that are tagged with, let me just log in here, with paver patio
Yeah.
or
Okay.
material. I can drag those, I can automatically include those into the page. So when
Hmm.
he goes in, he never has to worry about an actual page, what it looks like, what like go into a page and say, let me add this. He can add a CTA or whatever he wants in there. But
Hmm.
by default, it's gonna gather all this shit that is tagged and interlinking then and put
Yeah.
on the page.
Wait,
So
wait. Hold up. Are you
yeah, you go.
saying you add something to the gallery items, and because you've done all of this structure, it automatically populates on that page?
Definitely. Yep.
What the
That's
hell have I been doing my whole life?
I don't know,
yeah.
Bridget.
I want to make things as easy as I can for myself because
I
I
didn't
hate
even
when
know that
some
was a
client comes back.
choice.
Yeah, of course. Well, I don't like when somebody comes back and like, can you do this, this, and this, and this? So I try to make it as easy as possible from my life too, you know? So yeah, you're actually able to like for this tag multiple and say this is actually a feature of a he's doing stairs, he's also stone, whatever it might be. So those things that are tagged in here. Yeah, just using a query in code. So again, the code now is in the back end of what's happening here, but he doesn't have to worry about that part. He just cares about his materials, his services, and his projects. You know what I mean? So, but yes, that's pretty much how it works.
So it sounds like to
Okay.
me the most important thing about doing a custom post type is reverse engineering the literal categories and really doing a lot of thinking and drawing, like you mentioned, the tree before you start building.
Well,
Yeah, I always
good.
start with a Google
Yeah.
Doc. My wife sets it up. So it's my wife and I just run this company. It's just me and her. We don't outsource or anything. We live in New York and she's the designer. So she's like right brain, I'm left brain. So she'll like make this Google document and then they'll fill it in. And with that
Mhm.
document, that's where I go in and say, okay, what does this actually mean in terms of a tree, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much. And then you can see here, like I'll include like the other areas that he services automatically or even on like thinking on I just like to automate stuff as much as I can, you know. And in the process,
Mhm.
if it actually becomes a lot more optimized, then so be it, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was here. So yeah, those things all so then you can use it in multiple places too. You don't have to say. So it knows how many service areas he does. It knows how many services he has. And when I click it, again, it just goes back to that loop of like, oh, well, here's this, here's the other services he offers. So just centrally managed. I don't like any duplicate
Mhm.
data. Keep it simple, stupid. What is it? Kiss. And
Yeah.
yeah, so,
So,
but I,
if you've got like a category, that's fine. But if you've got categories within a category, then this is exactly then the use case. I mean,
and
from
what,
what I see. Uh,
explain, what do you mean category and categories?
Like
well,
pavers, steps.
Like a
sorry.
hierarchical,
Yeah. I mean, most of like all of the websites that I have where there needs to be something other than pages or posts, maybe they have a category. Let's call it like Greenfield. The category is Greenfield, but that's it. But if there was Greenfield, senior men, and then tennis, that would be kind of difficult to do within categories because but and then the custom posts would be a little better. Then the custom post could be the type of activities. Custom post could be, where they are, for who they are, from what I see here. And then that makes a lot more sense because then I can have content coming in from different pages and push to others. But I've never get that depth. I mean, the irony is when I was doing Drupal for university websites.
mm,
And there's only
that has a
really
lot.
custom types because everything had to appear everywhere else. And it
Yep.
was only then when we stopped doing that and we started doing WordPress is that we really downsized to very, very smaller companies and nonprofits where that sort of, ultra categorization just wasn't needed. But when it comes to SEO, you said earlier, and I think this is a really useful, maybe a decider when it comes to the SEO, is the schema, because every custom post type can have a different schema type. And this is really useful. I mean, it's always been important, but even today I'm reading someone posted that schema is the new SEO, and I'm looking at it going, excuse me, did you see that post?
I didn't see it.
No, I think
Yeah,
there's just
it's
AI
crazy.
saying blank is the new blank.
Yeah,
Waymo's the
yeah,
new Uber.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Organic is the new or
everything that
something
I've
bio.
ever learned about SEO has always stayed the same.
Yeah,
Structure,
yeah,
answer questions, helpful content.
yeah,
And I don't do schema, like I let rank math do that for me. If I had to
yeah. This
do
is the great
that,
thing about rank math.
I'm not that much of a nerd. I cannot travel that far into the dark forest.
Sure, you can.
I'm the nerd. Well, let me show you one thing too inside of
Yeah.
here.
What do you use for your SEO plugin?
Personally, I use Yoast. But when
Do
you do
you?
when you do custom post types, it gives you that ability in there to say like the materials. I'm able to go into each one without him having to say and put like high quality
Yeah.
rock, you
Good.
know what I mean,
Okay.
using that title. So then all of that, whether you call it a schema or just at least meta, I know it does
Yeah.
generate the schema too, but in
Yeah.
terms of meta information, this is like automated. I didn't fin This is like not finished site, so don't judge me here.
Okay.
No,
But
it's fine. So what you're saying is you're not even writing metadata for
No.
your custom post types. You don't have to.
No.
You're templatizing that.
And you're
definitely.
doing this with the free Yoast, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is the reason that I use rank math because the free rank math offers a lot more of the schema types
Mm.
than Yoast does free. And this is the reason I use rank math. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely an advantage. But again, this makes sense if you've only got one level of hierarchy, then it's fine out of the box WordPress with categories, posts, pages. But yeah, in this example, there are subtle differences to someone. Yes, they're looking for paving in Greenwich, but not everyone's looking for the same kind of paving. So what type of paving are you looking for in Greenwich? And then it makes perfect sense, and that's really great. And you don't
Yeah,
charge any more for your
stone,
clients, right? For
bricks,
this, for all this
permeable
extra
concrete.
service, this is great, Tone.
Yeah, my mind is kind of exploding right now. This is my autism brain. Literally, those little neurons are like making new connections. So on bridgetwillard.com, for example, I am also a public speaker. So I should have a custom post type for that.
Your speaking engagements,
Yeah,
or yeah, I mean, I just do one for lawyers that do speaking, and then I have one for speaking in media where we just put in their videos. I know they have YouTube and it just links to YouTube, but
Mm,
it's that back and forth. YouTube is linking to that page linking to the YouTube. So
right.
just pushing it back up. But yeah, I would go crazy
Hmm.
on it. Just, I mean, even us at Three Tone Digital, that's the name of our company. We have clients. I literally do everything. Reviews. I do the portfolio items, obviously. Same way I just showed you with that service-based handbook, outdoor services, but for digital, you know. And granted, it's a little different because like people, you know how it is when people search for web, or if they are even searching for web, it's like totally different than someone's like, hey, I need a porch on my house, you know. So we
yeah,
have to talk in a certain way, and we can't even overcomplicate it. I found with our site, it used to be really complicated. Be like, I do PHP development. And then my wife's like, what the fuck? Nobody cares. So trimming it down to like, we can do custom code, even just saying it there,
yeah,
people are way more
yeah,
apt to be like, okay,
yeah.
not over explaining is just like playing as small as violin. So,
Yeah.
That's very true. That's a gift actually, because we're always looking for those, we're selling the elevator speech. It's really difficult to do. It's like, tell me this in 20 words or less. And it's like, can't do it.
yeah,
Can't do
for
it.
real. It's
Yeah.
hard.
I'm loving that because I'm always talking about using the client's language
Yeah,
in the question. I'm like, I work with SaaS companies. And I'm like, use your support tickets. Use your support tickets the way the person asked it, and then answer it
yeah.
and use your
It's
jargon.
funny because I actually saw you posted something this morning and it says, "What is it like working with Bridget Willard?" And I was like, "That's funny. I know why she's doing that."
Yeah, I used Opus Clip. I got converted from Matt from WP Minute. I'm like, okay, I'll try it.
Okay.
Because I was using Descript and it wouldn't like say on this, there's three little boxes if you watch the whole video, but that doesn't work for like making a social clip. And then it
Mm.
posts it. Okay, take my money. I don't have time for that crap. Like, so there's a time and a place for everything, right? Every tool. Like, that's not my strength. For me,
Yep.
I will build a website just because it's extra dollars, but I don't want the website work. I want their Twitter account. So it's
Mm,
the same because the Twitter is where I make the money. So I will write articles for you, and Warren writes articles for my clients too. But
Mm.
that's not what I want. I write
mm,
the articles so you have something to post on Twitter. So that's why my pricing's weird. But yeah, I think video is super important. I've been trying to get everybody to do it, but here's my caveat is edit the damn transcript. Nobody likes craptions. It's accessibility and SEO. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
It's not really help video the AI, the AI.
The
No
AI.
large language model watches TV. Okay? They're not listening. It's still ones and zeros, so it has to go to words. Words to binary. Like SEO is words, that's what I always say. So now that you're telling me that hierarchy, especially because I came from construction, I totally get what you're saying. That boom, 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 boom. That makes so much sense.
Mm.
How do you think that would apply to some of your clients? Warren, is your brain going like, ooh, I need to like contact this person, this person, this person. Let's like upgrade your stuff.
He's like back to Drupal.
Yeah, sorry, Tony.
He said he's back to Drupal.
Going
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
Drupal.
yeah. No, I mean, and this is the thing that when we had this conversation on Twitter was that I wasn't trying to be weird that hey, I'm not using this for any of the things. It's just that I haven't had the need to do it. And and after the conversation, I was thinking, I was like, okay, for active clients, is there a use case for this? And there were one or two I'm thinking yes, but then the other caveat is the budget. I could do this, but it's going to take time, and time, even here in Germany, we like money for that. And if there isn't the budget, so I've approached a couple of clients say, if we're going to do something else to your website, what do you want to do? Here are some ideas. And, you know, recategorizing things just never comes up in the conversation.
Yeah, but they're not thinking that way. So what I'm hearing
Yeah,
from
no, I
Tony
know.
is
Yeah,
you do it right the first way. I'm gonna just say custom,
yeah,
based on the premise that custom post types is the right way to do it.
yeah,
Do it right the first time,
yeah.
right? Just like naming your images, normal shit,
Hmm.
okay? Means you can scale. So
Yes,
when my
yes.
marketing brain is doing is
Hmm.
translating custom post types are easy for me, the
Yeah,
developer, means I build websites that allow your business to scale.
yes.
Would you say that's a fair way to market it, your
That's
services?
what I always say that. Like I build websites for you to build your business, like that's
Mm.
kind of like my slogan. I don't really have a slogan, but it would be if I did
This is
because
your slogan now.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel like because as as the older I get and the more I've been in this field for 20 years now, and I feel like almost definitely more than half of the people I come across that come to us are like my last developer, whatever that's going to be. Horrific. They ghosted them. They're just dealing with code. They told them the wrong things. Everything's
Yeah.
disgusting. So it's like I don't want to be known. And I'm sure there's some websites in the beginning that somebody's like, this guy Tony, like he did that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I was,
I have
what
a
are you gonna
website
do?
like that.
Sure. But it's like I think if you don't build it for them to build, you're just not doing your
Yeah.
job correctly. And there's so
Yeah.
many,
No,
and
that's
when you
that's
said
a really
about the
good
extra
point.
time, it doesn't take any more extra time now because I feel like I'm quicker this way. Because if someone came to me and like, I want 12 services, doing it the other way to me seems like the harder way now, because I've developed this way of like
Yeah.
ease of even if you just understand it. And now sorry, I'm getting all excited. I work with Cursor AI a lot, so I'm talking to it, and I've developed a
Okay.
process where it's like way more simple than it used to be. So it doesn't add a lot of extra time. It does. I feel like I'm not saving time on websites, which is ironic, but I'm doing like really cool, stupid shit like micro
Yeah.
animations and
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that I've always wanted to do that would have taken so long, before. And
Mhm.
was that my son coming down? Anyways, but
So,
yeah,
but the real key for your business, going down from custom post types to Tony, three
three
tone,
tone, three tone
three tone
digital.
digital. Do 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 do. All right.
We have a theme
Uh,
song.
That's
do
four.
you? I used to have a
Yeah,
theme song too. I love that. Are you a
really.
musician?
I am.
Okay. See, there's a lot of overlap with that side of the brain. Anyway, so
Hmm.
the process is you send a Google Doc to the client. They come back, your wife and you work on what does this mean in terms of information architecture, right? This is the real reason for custom post types,
Yep.
which
Yep.
just
Yeah.
So
happens
you
to
fill it
be
out.
good SEO.
Yeah, just exactly. I always feel like if you can represent a business digitally, exactly like what they do, and sometimes it goes down a rabbit hole of like, well, I've done a couple where it's like food and it's a bar,
Oh.
and
Mhm.
inside of the bar, inside of a drink, it comes a different food and a different alcohol, and then inside of another thing, like their charcuterie boards or charcuterie, they include these drinks inside of them. So it's like a little bit of a rabbit hole, but I swear to God, it benefits on the end of of SEO, and
And in
customers
the
love that at
end,
the end.
you're saving time because we're like, oh yeah, I have a, remember the wallpaper client? You had a wallpaper client. She was designing wallpaper.
I did. Yeah, that
Yes,
would have been a
that would
good
have been
use case for this.
perfect.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
design, like wallpaper patterns and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was special paper and designs and all. I mean, it was just, if it happened, it would be a perfect case for that. But all of these cases, they just sort of, I just, oh, nope. And then I've got the normal ones, which I'm thrilled with because I'm a lot like you. I don't want to build a site that I have to take care of. I want to build it and I want the people to be so comfortable with it, then I never see them again unless like yesterday, an emergency, oh, this isn't working. Okay, then I'm there to help you. But I don't want to be adding content. I don't want to be building your site for the next 3 years. I want to build it once and so that you can manage your site. And then I want to go and help the next person.
No, no, get that
No, no,
monthly
no. You don't want to do
revenue.
that? Yeah,
Monthly
What the
maintenance.
hell? Keep the client. What are you doing?
He
of
said,
course,
never will see
no.
you again.
I do have this. I have a lot of maintenance contracts, but I would prefer to have the clients go if they're comfortable going. This is the idea. It's like children. Do you want your kids
Why
to
is
stay
it
at
just
home for their whole life? No, you want to give them the tools so they can go and live their own lives.
And this
That's what being a
episode of
parent's all
failure
about.
to launch,
Ah,
John Doe didn't take care of her website. Now where's she gonna go?
well, we're
Free
all out
tone
of
digital.
time
Do
here, I'm
do do.
afraid.
All right,
Is
guys.
his website
Oh,
slow?
no one understands me.
Do we
No one
have
understands.
any closing thoughts? We gotta wrap it up,
Well,
dudes.
just I know, and this is interesting. I wouldn't mind doing this again. I think you guys are cool. I'm glad to talk to Warren. I kind of, I don't want to say idolize, but I feel like you have a really cool
What? Me?
personality in the WordPress, like your vibes and what you talk about.
Wow, that's
But
nice.
Oh,
Thank you, Tony. Wow.
I do think you're welcome. I do think that now you will get a client that will, deserve this type, even if it's kind of like on the border. Maybe you're gonna be like, oh, I don't know, like maybe they're just not paying enough. But I think if you test it out with this one person that's gonna come out of the sky tomorrow or this week, then you'll see, and you can always hit me
Yep.
up, or if you have any
I
questions, I'm
appreciate
always
that.
here. Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem,
no,
man.
this is great. This is exactly what interested me when we had this conversation on Twitter, and I was getting people either like yes, no, and then but you came out and said, "Hey, let's talk about this." And as you say, I keep my ears and eyes open now. If a client comes by and I go, "Ooh, this sounds like I can use this," then this is great. And this is really, you know, this is the point of social media, having conversations
yes,
Exactly, being
and
social. But also
yes.
remember,
meeting
you
people
can
who
use it on.
idolize me.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, don't be afraid to redesign your own site in the same manner. Like now, in your brain,
Yeah,
you have some sort of business process. It's like, hey, I do this service, and this service
yeah,
does these things, and these things are connected because they are X, Y, and Z. Same thing with Bridget
mm,
too, I'm sure. But don't be afraid to just try it out on your own or build a
yeah.
Yeah,
five quotes and
I
one
like your
SaaS site.
pricing table. You don't have to have your pricing table. Oh shit, where did I put that
I
price?
don't have
Somewhere
a
else.
pricing table.
I know, me neither. Me
What?
neither.
Me? I no, I don't want you kicking the tires. You go look at the price, and if you can handle it, then you contact me. Anyway, so SEO is words, information architecture is the ability to scale. If you're
Yes.
not using custom post types in WordPress, try it out. Try it on your own site, try it on Taste WP, try it out on a Rockets site or a Pantheon that, gives you like, or in some other sandbox and see that if you can distill you can even do it for somebody who doesn't have a website. That's how I built the Realtor website. I said Cindy Easter, Cyndee, Easter.com. It was available, so I bought it and I built it based on her Facebook, and now she pays for maintenance. Because what I
That's
want
cool.
is recurring revenue. I'm opposite of you, Warren. We should get
Yeah.
together and I need to
I
learn
hate
German.
money. I'm really
I
against money.
Okay, Tony, where can people find you on the internet?
I was gonna, you could just Google my name, Tony. It rhymes like a cartoon character, Tony Ciccarone.
Oh,
Three-tone
Chickaroni.
digital. That's all right.
Chickaroni.
Everybody says I get
Ah,
the craziest. You
chickaroni.
guys did all right.
I
I've
thought
did
it
a
was
lot worse.
siccaroni, but I don't
I
speak
know.
Italian.
It's all right. Yeah, some
Chick
people.
makes more sense though, based on
Yeah, and
Italian.
Sicilian is chicharron, but I
Chicharron.
say
Ooh,
chicharron.
that sounded
Hmm.
very good. Can you do that again for
Don't.
us, listeners?
My full name is Antonio Vincenzo Cicciarone.
Stop,
So
it is not Vincenza. Now you
it
have to say, I
is.
have an offer. You
Yeah.
Now I have an offer you can't refuse, Warren.
Yeah. Custom post types,
What's
or
supposed to?
it's to the fishes.
Yeah, you could just find me anywhere. 3tonedigital.com. Look me up.
freetonedigital.com.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
That's what I
Okay.
was aiming for, like a Twitter handle or a website. Let's get
Three
you.
tone.
I mean, people hire him. Oh my gosh, he knows what he's doing. That's even better. And he's not going to
Dude.
ghost you. Warren, any final thoughts before I stop the podcast?
Well, I'm going to put this in a little how-to and what questions you should ask clients slash what questions should you ask the guy or gal who's selling you a website when it comes to this. Some really just simple use case, and yeah, and then everyone can get those answers that I was looking for.
All right.
Thank you, Tony. This has been really great.
Very
Of course.
fun. Bye,
Yeah, no
everybody.
problem.
Ciao for now.